Baby Flyers makes their debut to ARK. Deinocheirus confirmed to be coming to base game, and has Lost Colony's release date really been brought forward? You're right, kids, it's Raasclark, and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So the big news this week, off the back of Valguero releasing to ARK Ascended, is the arrival of something we've been waiting for, well, a very long time. Flyers, babies that you can claim from Flyers are now a thing you'll be able to discover out on your ARK journeys. Easily missed over the arrival of the brand new map and checking out all of the new features that arrived with it. Wildcard provided a bunch of patch notes during the launch explaining we're going to get RG, Dimorph, Gaspax, Griffin, Ichthy, Lymantria, Pelagornis, Pteranodon, Quetzal, Snow-Owl, Tappy, Vulture, Meguana, Managama, Yeeling, and Hesperornis. So no need to tame yourself a Hesperornis anymore. You can simply just go and claim a baby. That's going to make it a lot easier for you out there that want those golden eggs. Surprised even more so to see Meguana on the list. If you forgot, we posed this as a pretty prominent question to Jeremy and Jesse during last year's Extra Life charity stream, where they said the mechanics behind it were a bit difficult to navigate, but they were going to certainly roll it out as soon as they could. And here we are, almost 1 year later, finally arrived to us. I know a lot of you out there are very happy to see this one. Claiming them, on the other hand, whilst they're flying about, can be a bit of a precarious scenario. But with this patch, there was two other notes worth mentioning. One big one I know a lot of you out there are going to blame me for, but come on, this thing has been in the game for so long. I'm surprised it wasn't addressed already. Don't know whether some certain recent videos may have drawn higher light to it, but I know I wasn't the only one. I know a lot of people were covering this quite recently. The Deinocheirus now no longer applies its bleed to bosses. Only bosses though, mind, its Gigabyte does still work on any creatures beyond bosses. And well, let's be honest, it was a bit of an insane OP function. It literally one-shotted some creatures. We recently just did the Manticore with my little bro, and it was down in less than a minute. It had to certainly be nerfed, and I know a lot of people out there aren't too happy about that, but it had to be, right? It had to be done at some point, and well, here it is. I still do think the Deinocheirus has its place in boss fights yet, and I'm going to do a more vigorous test following post Gigabyte if it's still a worthy choice to take on those big guardians. And perhaps not surprisingly, Spring Drakeling's health regeneration buff has been nerfed too, so now it won't continuously buff you whilst you're taking damage, only when you're not taking damage. And again, a pretty broken buff that I'm not surprised made its way to us eventually, but very, very late since its launch. One very interesting fix that I'd like to get to the bottom of is in the latest community crunch, a new submission form for lost characters unofficial, where Wildcard are now supporting any characters you lose due to some corrupted upload or transfers to servers. Of course, this only applies on official servers, but what got me interested about this was that this was possible at all. As far as I was aware, if you lost a character to the Nether, it was completely gone. You could never get it back. I don't know whether Wildcard's intentions here are to simply reimburse your character, re-level your character, but are now offering you a form to fill in and submit to Wildcard in the event of a lost character. A really cool thing to see this piece of support. Great to see some heightened support in this area especially, but I do really want to know if this is something recoverable from pulling a corrupt character back from the brink of nothing, or it is just what we said, it's just completely re-leveling a new character in the absence of that. In the same community crunch, it was noted that Power Rangers Wave 1 and 2 plus its free bonus of the Ultra Zord custom cosmetic that a few people out there have mentioned to me in the past haven't been able to be received, even though they had both of these, though I did check myself just recently and it's there available. You can apply that skin to a Bronto, and the thing's an absolute monster of a skin. The fact it's sitting on a Bronto doesn't make any sense at all, but it's definitely a glorious thing to see. Well, the DLC packs for these Wave 1 and 2 are now on a 50% off until October the 14th. In the same community crunch, it was noted the TLC vote standings, how they're performing this week after recent donations, with the Giga still claiming #1 spot, followed by the Irania. Love to see that one in second place, with now the Quetzal in third place, with the Megalo dropping into fourth, and the Thyla still holding on to fifth. With barely $500 to go until the first milestone is hit, it's a guarantee, I think, at least for the Giga. It's a wonder, will we reach that 120 for all four of the top TLC Dino votes that you want. And well, there's plenty of time for it to happen yet. In fact, me, Aaron Longstaff, and a bunch of creators are all coming together on November the 7th for a 24-hour Extra Life charity stream between us all in the hope to raise as much as possible for the same cause. And of course, through us as well, you can still do the TLC votes if you fancy it, with us performing a bunch of different events that are going to be headed up by Songbird and her wonderfully talented team behind the scenes. I'll make sure to credit everyone individually when we come to the time. And of course, I'm punishing Des because it wouldn't be one without it. And well, a big thank you to Wildcard for shouting out this in the crunch too. Community creature submissions have gone live for Genesis Part 1. That's right, the next DLC map to arrive, well, after Lost Colony, and we'll get to that one in just a moment. The submissions are now live through the survivetheark.com forums, where people are now already posting their creature submissions for you to look at, and we'll be running through to a voting process on October the 24th, running until November the 4th. With the creature submission guidelines still retaining to be a actual prehistoric factual dinosaur, there's certainly some great creative ideas already been posted off the bat. Literally only a few hours has gone by since this went live, with the top three being the potion brewing land octopus paleo octopus, man-eating Savodus, and king of the deep Obissosaurus. Great to see, at least off the bat, the more popular submissions right now are all aquatic creatures. It seems that you definitely want these to happen, though we do need to be reminded of the Shastasaurus, and I wonder where it went wrong there. That creature is certainly a wonderful creature to look at, but not really one that most people use. Maybe it is related to that, or perhaps the fact that there is a mini-boss to beat Moda, the king of the ocean, or master of the ocean, and you're looking to possibly get something to compete with that, though I've got to say, Cyphactinus and Helicoprion are pretty much monsters in their own right? But one creature that seems to be confirmed to be coming to ARK is, well, the Deinocheirus. A wonderful, unique creation that you might remember from ASE and was teased like 2 years ago to be coming to ARK Ascended, made by Garuga, who is now, of course, working for Wildcard. And, well, a bunch of questions have been pushed forward to Up from the Depths and his Paleo team regarding this, and explaining that he himself isn't making it. It's for ARK Editions, not Paleo ARK. It's being made by Garuga, and he doesn't know when it's coming out, but when it comes out, it'll most likely be coming to official, just like the rest of the ARK Editions Dino roster. Subject to change, of course. And with, of course, a good handful still yet to be added to official ARK, such as the Acro and the Brachio, I can't wait to see what that one brings too. These are certainly models in particular. I'm wondering how on earth they're going to balance them. The Brachio especially was an absolute monster when we used it against turret walls. How on earth are they going to make that one work in ARK Vanilla? But they're coming, apparently, all ARK Editions, and have now a new challenger to join the roster sometime in the future. God knows when we'll see this, but it's cool to hear it's coming, or maybe coming. And something that is coming, Lost Colony, the much anticipated, awaited story DLC to bridge the gap between Extinction and Gem 1, a map made by the team that haven't made a story map since 4 years ago. Learning a lot using Unreal 5, hopefully what players have wanted in ARK since following Genesis Part 2, and what they've learned themselves to be redefining what survival means. They literally said that they want a brand new type of survival with this map in an environment that hunts you. That was their specific words. And apparently, despite it being pushed back to December the 16th a few weeks ago, which Wildcard seemed to be sticking by so far, though I'm going to place my bets on literally Christmas Eve, because that's how these things normally roll out with ARK map releases, don't know why. Well, if you'd pre-ordered the Lost Colony expansion pass, you'd have got a note from PlayStation over the last day or two to let you know that the previous release date of 29th of November has been brought forward to the 19th of November. I've had a few people message me about this, and my 2 cents is this: that 11 is the wrong month. That 11 is meant to be a 12. I can guarantee that's what's going on here. There is no way it's been brought forward. If Wildcard are stating a 16th release date at the moment, PlayStation, in my opinion, got their wires crossed and instead meant 19th of December instead of November, where it would make more sense that we'll see a date like that. 3 extra days on top of the 16th makes sense to me, and we'll see possibly even one more day or two after that as we get closer to awaiting this next story map. Though imagine getting Lost Colony on November the 19th. Could it actually be a real thing, and maybe PlayStation know more than Wildcard do? Hopefully. Imagine that. We get it way before December. We get it so quickly after Valguero. There's no heck in a chance it's going to happen. It's going to be December. It's going to be. There's no way. I would imagine PlayStation just got it wrong, and I do think they meant to say December, and we're going to find a shift to that date as well, probably officially confirmed by Wildcard in the next week or two. But I'm super excited for this one. It's a real wonder what Wildcard have been working on with this and how they're looking to spice up the survival genre. You know, it's been a long time running on the same survival instincts that, yeah, have been brought in, developed new mechanics ever since that original island map, but not a complete redefinement on what survival means. And I feel like they're really looking at that in particular for this map. Can't wait to see what that's going to be. But until then, I'll be playing Valguero, and I think you will be too, right? So, are you enjoying it? Let me know. I definitely think this is one of the more polished ASE to ASA upgrades, without a doubt. I got it on par with Raasclark in my opinion. I think it's a great glow up, without a doubt. Valguero was always a bit of a mid-map for me, personally, on ASE, but it's certainly a much better looking map on ASA. I'm really enjoying the look of this one. Blows other previous ASA adaptations such as the Center and maybe even Aberration out of the water. So it's a wonder, could we be seeing any thoughts on re-looking at those particular maps, especially the Center, seeing we've got now unique bosses for every other map. The Center pals even more in comparison, and I feel like Wildcard have learned so much more with Unreal 5 since that map came out. Yes, I know there's so many maps to bring to ASA yet, and I'm sure they're working hard on those. When in the hell have they got the time to go back to the Center? But I feel like some of these older maps now already need some love once again. Do you agree? I'm curious. Please do comment below about all that, and again, if you're enjoying Valguero. So until the next one, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always,